I put a couple more automation things against the wall here. I've made all 4 igneous extruders that so far I have been asked to make. One for the red carpet, one for skulk, one for porous stone, and then one for carpet, and that makes carpet dust, 1 per second, which is fast. And then this thing, I put an automatic deployer with the putty knife, which in this pack can also scrape wallpaper, and unlike the axe, it never wears out. And that is not fast. This has had time to do more than 1 box of this, and this is already 2K, and this is 43. Yeah, so I'm just going to disassemble this. I don't know if I'm ever going to need lots and lots of wallpaper, but if I do, I'm not going to make it this way. Forged eye. Oh, yes. Let's check our brewing station. And, oh, look. It's not getting processed anymore because this is the final form. We have a forged eye. Quest completed, and also achievement. And where was that? That was right here. With no rewards. I should be tracking these because I will ultimately have 12 of these. Over here looks pretty good. One, 2. 10 to go. Chapter 4 is getting heavily into immersive engineering with the fermenter and the refinery. And they're checked off here because I have pre-made all of the parts for them. And I've even laid out where I am going to build these. I'm actually going to reverse it from these, given that the fermenter is the small one and it's going to take plants. I kind of want that here. Heavy machines. 3 lights and a light and 2 lights. Wait, that was not lights, that was scaffolding. And then a light here, and 2 pipes. And if everything is in the right spot, and this is the fluid output, I'm going to feed that right in. I should be able to just have a single pipe and rely on the machines themselves to do the transferring. So this should be it. And then fluid output, fluid input. Hopefully that's all I need. Power. Both of these need power. Oh, I think I'm going to have to make another distribution point over here because that can't reach that without clipping through the top of the tank. And then pull the relay over to here. And these 2 machines, they do now have power. Excellent. Now, the fermenter needs. What does the fermenter needs? It looks like ethanol is the only thing this makes. Okay, it kind of makes sense. It is called a fermenter. Potatoes make 80. I can grow potatoes on my farms. Melons make 20. Tomatoes make 80. Sweet berries. I'm making these, but they're not very fast. Apples make 80. Oh, sugarcane. I am making hundreds of sugarcane. Let us start making some ethanol. This machine is power hungry. This machine is incredibly power hungry. And I can only presume this actually is working because I do not see any fluid building up. It's working. The pipe works. I don't need any kind of pump. So, ethanol is coming in here. I need the ethanol and creosote. I've got 3 barrels. This is 36 buckets of creosote right here that I got from turning wood into charcoal. I think I can just put one more of these here. Lock this down and have the gravity feed work, because the barrels will auto-export down. Okay then, this is working. But the one last thing I need a silver plate. And fortunately, I only need one, because the catalyst does not get used up. And I think I can just smush this. And nothing's going to happen because I have this switched off right now. On means off means on. And yet, if I don't have enough power to run one of these machines, I'm sure not going to have enough to run both. What is next? Fiberboard. Now, here's the issue. 8 fiberboard needs 8 sawdust. And there are 3 different versions of sawdust coming from 3 different mods, but fortunately, they are all interchangeable. That's the good part. Here's the bad part. I have 4. If I saw furniture, I get 1/5 of the time with the one saw that I've been using. The precision sawmill from Mechanism can, in fact, make, again, it's a byproduct, it's only a chance of 1 or 2. I can turn a button into sawdust. The problem is Mechanism's sawmill requires steel casings and a sawmill and osmium and a pulsating alloy ingot from Ender.io. I am locked behind at least 2 other mods worth of progressions before I can make this sawdust making machine. Where do I get immersive sawdust? From the Immersive Engineering sawmill. So this is giving me guaranteed sawdust. A third kind is from Thermal, so this is also locked behind a mod I haven't even started. I get 1 for every 5 furniture I chop up, so why don't I at least start doing that? If I am lucky, I can get 4 more. If I'm not lucky, I will have to make an entire Immersive Engineering sawmill. It is well within the realm of plausibility that I can get 4 more from the furniture I already have, but getting another 8 is not quite so easy. Bucket of phenolic resin. Do-do-do-do. Make myself some fiberboard. My first 8 fiberboard. Excellent. And I have brass. Brass age. Using brass casings, you can now make all the brass components for create and start your own liminal transport network. I'm probably not going to make trains, so the brass casing is just click brass onto this fiberboard. I did not plan this. That's the brass casings. All right, I am here. Liminal transport. I'm not making trains. What's next? Atomic Reconstructor. I am now starting to get into absolute additions. Sorry, actually additions, although it's actually subtractions here because it's a third-party port to a version of Minecraft that, at least as of the time that Volunteer did it, had not been supported by the official mod creator. I need a train casing. I have one. I need a heavy engineering block. I have one. I need a velocity lens. And craft this and this. I now have velocity lens. Make 4 more of these to make 1 more of these. Make 1 of these. You know what that means? Oh, that was a weak one. Making a machine frame. First of all, we need to get this set up. It's also going to need power. So I think that means I put it somewhere over here where that can see it. We make it shoot down. You know, I think I can if I can just build it against something high enough. Excellent. Connect that to that. Stop constantly firing. I don't want you constantly firing. Can't have uncontrolled lasers in my base. That's what I want. Push the button and it zaps. So making a machine frame. A machine frame is made from a top and a bottom. The top needs 4 light blocks and an Inori crystal. The bottom needs 4 heavies and a void crystal. How do we make these? Well, we use that laser, and the Inori is made by zapping iron, and the void is made by zapping black quartz. I have lots of both. I suspect this will not charge the entire stack at once. Let's see how much it does. I could be wrong. Count my hands here. I want to make sure I'm not going crazy. I have 3 hands, right? That's the normal number of hands to have. Did I get these in the right order? I did. So now that I have 4 heavy blocks, I can make the bottom. Put the bottom down, right-click the top onto it. We have a machine frame. This is the big one. So, Empower is the next level. What does it need? A bunch of stuff, and a bottom of a machine frame. This sounds like I have to make a lot more machine frames. That's boring, so I'm not going to do that right now, and possibly not even on stream. Let's look at fixing this storage. And by fixing, I mean making it a whole lot better. Everything over here. We are cleaning house. ME drive goes here. Device offline. That's correct. I have no power yet. Power. This will work just to get organized. Don't jump into that. It'll hurt. This is now online, except it's not storing anything. To store things, I need to make item storage cells. Well, it needs 1, but I'm making 2 of them. Because each one of these cells can only hold 63 different types of items. Now, if I put these cells in the drive, and now I can start dumping everything I have into there. These storage drawers, they're going to stay here, and eventually they will get incorporated, but not until I make another device that lets them link together. They are great at storing hundreds or even thousands of a couple of things, but they are terrible at holding lots of different things. Now to explore some. I think I marked everything except which exit to take. Oh, I did. It's here. See? Explore. I meant to do that. He lied. Where's my chalk? Let's not make a dumb mistake. That way. Ah! I might hate that more than anything else I've found in this pack. Stop that! There's another one of these. Closer to home. I could take some pictures of the... There's a hole in the ceiling over there. That's sky. That is moving. Those are actual clouds. Oh, but this is invisible walled. It is the sky, but I cannot get out. Yeah. I can't break through this. You didn't think it would be that easy, would you? Huh. Nice. Oh. Hmm. Okay, that's probably where I just was. This is different. Chocolate cake. I'm gonna eat some chocolate cake right now. Hmm. You should totally eat food you find just lying around. Nothing can possibly go wrong. This camera, I've taken 10 shots. You know, I think that's enough. There's a good chance all of these are overexposed because I never put the settings back to the default. Let's find out. They are literally negatives. Frame 1, left click or scroll up to zoom in. These don't look overexposed, but we won't know for sure. Yeah, that looks right. It is, of course, black and white because I didn't make the color film yet. Kinda neat. I need an inscriber. I need an inscriber to make chips to make this interface right here. One inscriber. Perfect. Stash this here. ME storage bus. I need a calculation and a logic. Calculation press. Why? Check the recipe. Let's make sure it isn't harder than normal. I need to make a multi-servo press, not an inscriber. They have definitely thrown me a curveball. This needs 2 bronze, I have that. Block of iron, I have that. Flux coil cell, I can make. Advanced electronic component, that's brand new. I need 4 pokers, I can do that. I need an empowered void crystal. Alright, I need the empowerer here. I will have to make the other things offline when it's less boring to watch. I need more sawdust. One, 2, 3, 4. Now hammer it. Got it. Give me the danger wire. Very dangerous. Also loud. Also, this does run constantly. So I want to do this. Now, sawmill. Oh, this also has no GUI. I need to throw stuff onto it. This is actually a 2-step process. There's a stripper that always happens, and there's the saw, which you can actually turn off if you don't want it. So if you just want to debark logs, but not cut them into planks, you can do that. Let's make some sawdust. Just sit right there. Oh no, I do have to drop it on, but be precise about it? Like, oops. No harm, no foul. Oh yeah, I have no chests or pickup, so this will just throw all the outputs right on the ground. What if I put the hopper here? Does this work? That works. Now I have sawdust. I suppose you're wondering why I did all of that. Because I want this to be faster. Give me that. Give me this. And have it eject horizontally sideways. This was only processing one item at a time. This brass funnel can eject a variable number of things. 16 is the most you can process without it taking extra time. All this crushed raw iron, it was taking forever to smelt. Like one every other second. But now it's doing 16 at a time. I've just multiplied my metal production by 16. It took more work than I expected. Again, I didn't look ahead at all of these custom recipes, which I do not mind. It makes things interesting. I just need to stop making assumptions that I know what I need to do. I am full of creosote. Can I make a nullifier? There we go. So this will build up 1 barrel's worth of creosote because it's the first one, and any extra will keep going on to this, and this nullifier instantly destroys any item or fluid that gets piped into it. So yeah, that's where things stand. Let's see, how far did I get down? Once I make a bunch of these top and bottom frames, I will probably also end up creating this blast furnace. This one here, it's 1 minute per iron ingot. So a stack is more than an hour, and I need multiple stacks. That's just not going to cut it long term. It also means I'll need more power. So everything builds into everything else. That's just how these things go. But once I make a pyrolyzer, and a fractionating still, and an induction smelter, and a blast killer, I can finally make this. And move on. Hopefully, next week we finish Chapter 4. I'm going to have to build a lot of stuff to prep it, but that's doable. Until then, I will see you around.